Move the ball and stick it to.
What's up, Pack Nation? It is Pack Gaming here. Do you like my shirt? It's like, I don't even know what it says. Happy holidays. Oh, the video. Okay, so we're gonna talk about NBA 2K18, specifically the teams that surprised everyone. So 2K, whenever you go to play now, they have the little like offensive rating, defensive rating, and then overall rating that is compared to all the other teams in the NBA. You could be either number 1 for best team or number 30 for the worst team, like the Bulls. And I was thinking about who were considered bad teams before the game started, and then right now they're actually pretty surprisingly good, or way better than what they thought to be. So that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. I'm going to talk about the 5 teams that were surprising according to NBA 2K18. Before this video starts, reminding y'all that my 35,000 VC giveaway ends today. So if you want to win 35,000 VC, if you want to upgrade your My Player, because VC is dumb to get in that game, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and then tweet at me. Done. Once you do that, I'll put you in a randomizer and you could win that 35,000 VC. So to start with this list, I have 2 honorable mentions. The first one is the Rockets, because by 2K they were considered the 5th best team, but right now they're number 1 in the league with a 24-4 record. The reason this is an honorable mention is because it didn't make the list, and that's because the 5th best team is still pretty good, and then being the 1st best team is still the best. But compared to like someone getting 30th projected and getting like 15th, that doesn't compare in the difference. No one, I don't think anybody really thought they were going to be the best team in the NBA except for like Rockets fans. So that was definitely something that needed to be mentioned. And then the Timberwolves also had a huge upgrade. They were projected to be 17th and now they're 7th. But in my opinion, I don't think a lot of people thought the Timberwolves were going to be that bad. Like, they got a lot of good pickups with Jamal Crawford, Jimmy Butler, Jeff Teague, Taj Gibson, and Tom Thibodeau as their coach. Just to expect them to be bad, I never thought they were going to be as bad as 17th in the NBA. Okay, so now at number 5, it is the Toronto Raptors. They were projected to be 13th, and they're actually the 5th best team in the NBA with a record of 19-8. That was an 8 position difference. The Raptors didn't add any big pieces this offseason. However, they're still consistently one of the best teams in the league record-wise. Even though they struggle in the playoffs here and there, they actually made the conference finals a couple years ago. And I don't know why 2K had them all the way down at 13th. It's probably because all the teams in the West were growing insanely, and then the East, some teams are catching up. But 13th, nah, they've always been good. All their players stayed. There's no reason why this team would go down. At number 4 is the Nets. Now, I'm not going to say that the Nets are good right now, but they're projected to be 29th in the NBA, and right now they're tied for 20th. They had an 11-17 record, and their upgrade was a 9 position upgrade. Now, the Nets aren't good, like I said, but they added D'Angelo Russell, who's really solid, and even though he's been injured in and out of the season, he's still been really solid for the team. The team's actually winning games. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson has been playing way better than expected, and they just got Jahlil Okafor, so if he actually starts to play good, they could be a really solid team. They actually have a decent record, way better than expected, and usually I would have put the Nets at one of the worst teams in the NBA, but the fact that they've won already 11 games is pretty solid. So the Nets are definitely doing way better than expected. At number 3 are the Detroit Pistons, and this team could even be higher up if they were doing as good as when they started the season. The Pistons were projected to be 19th, and right now they are tied for 8th in the NBA with a 16-13 record, and that is an 11 position increase. That is the difference between a bad team and a good team. Straight up, they were expected to be bad, and now they're pretty good. However, they're on the verge of being bad. It's still kind of early in the season. We're a third into the season, but Andre Drummond is right now easily the best rebounder in the league. His free throw percentage went up, plus Avery Bradley was added, and Avery Bradley is one of the best defenders, in my opinion, the perimeter defenders in the NBA. Reggie Jackson has stepped up. Tobias Harris has stepped up. This team is doing way better than I think a lot of people really had them. At number 2 is the Indiana Pacers. This team genuinely surprised me. They were projected to be the 21st best team in the NBA, and now they're tied for 8th, and that is a 13th position increase, and their record is 16-13. After Paul George leaving, I don't think a lot of people thought the Indiana Pacers were going to be any good. Victor Oladipo is making a strong case for most improved player of the year. Miles Turner is still playing as good as most people expect him to be, and they're all playing team basketball. The Pacers are really doing solid, especially how they lost their best player. Let's see if they can keep that up. And that number one, the completely biased, unbiased answer, and don't blame me, blame 2K, at number one, it is the New York Knicks. They were projected to be the 26th best team, and right now they're tied for 8th with the Pacers and the Pistons. They're a 16-13 record, and that is a 18 position difference. That's not only a difference between being a good team and a bad team, that's a difference between being one of the worst teams and one of the better teams in the NBA. Porzingis, he started off at an MVP level, now at a most improved level, but definitely stepping up. Tim Hardaway Jr. started off rough, but then started playing really solid, and his Canner's proving his worth. Courtney Lee has stepped up. Michael Beasley is Carmelo Anthony on the left side, and Frank Ntilikina has shown to be probably the best defender in the draft. And then Jared Jack is doing a lot of great playmaking for the team. Especially abandoning the triangle, this team is all of a sudden finding some success here and there, and hopefully they could keep it up too. And that's the end of this video, guys, without a face cam because my camera just died on me. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think is the most improved teams or the most surprising teams in the NBA? Leave it in the comments below. If you like my channel, please give my channel a sub, and I'll see you guys next time.
Move the ball and stick into